Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello and a very good evening to our beloved lecturer, Miss Farahani binti Leman, and very good evening to all of my fellow friends. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Nur Aisyah Akilah binti Rohadi. I am a second year student, Bachelor of Sharia from International Islamic College, Sultan Ismail Petra. Inshallah, today I would like to deliver and inform to all of you about a serious and sensitive topic. It is about suicide. The reason why I choose this topic because I think that some people in Malaysia doesn't take this kind of matter seriously. So I think that at least I can take action by spread awareness by telling all of you about this kind of matter, so that we can all together prevent suicide from happening again in our society. Inshallah. So firstly, I would like to tell you, I would like to I would like to do the intro about suicide. What is suicide? Okay. Suicide is the way of taking your own life, a horrific act, but sadly a common occurrence. Suicide is very sad, but it is a real situation for people around the world. Every 40 seconds someone dies from suicide. That is 1 million people per year. Maybe you never dealt with suicides directly. Maybe someone you know have attempted and committed suicide. Maybe you yourself have attempted suicide. Whatever your experience with suicide is, it is very important to understand the signs of suicidal behavior. How to tell if someone or a friend or family members is suicidal is another way of saving a life, but please keep in mind that not every suicidal people will show these signs, and work out whether the person is need a friend or professional help. So without further ado, here are some potential signs to look for if someone is suicidal. Firstly, how to tell if someone is suicidal is suicidal thoughts. Have you ever met someone who tried to talk or ask you about suicide? For example, what do you think of suicide? Have you ever thought about killing yourself? How would you kill yourself? Or you can say, what do you think is the best way to commit suicide? Question or phrases like this may suggest that the person might considering suicide. They talk about it because they want your opinion. In a way, they asking advice on committing suicide while not openly admitting to it. This may also be a way that they are screaming for help and they seek attention for us. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever invited someone to hang out together or having a lunch together, or you can say one of your family members, you invited them, you asked them for doing family activities with you many times, you asked them, but they always choose to refuse. They also choose to stay away from everyone and confine themselves in their room and never going out. This indicates that they are low motivated for their social lives. People who wants to commit suicide often drop out of their social lives. Suicide and depressed and suicide people always often feels concerned about others around them. As a result, they may end dropping existing friends and family because they think that they are not good enough for them. They may also be socializing as a distant unimportant thing. Alright, lastly, self-harm and risk behaviors are also one of how to tell if someone is suicidal. Self-harm is one of the biggest signs that someone might be suicidal. For example, example of this include cutting, burning, or poisoning oneself. In a sense, it is a way that suicidal people test the waters to see if they are actually if they actually have what it takes to commit suicide. And former self-harmers often says that physical pain helps them escape from the emotional one. They seem prefer to feel the pain rather than being sad and emotional. Next, the study has also shown that suicidal people take more risks. Look out for signs such as driving recklessly or picking fights. These signs shows as if they are no longer love themselves and they do not even care if something bad happened to them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, ways to tell if someone is suicidal are first, suicidal thoughts, low motivate for social life, and self-harm and risk behavior. Alright, whatever your experience with suicide is, it is very important to understand the signs of suicidal behavior. Keep in mind that a single sign doesn't necessarily mean that the person's thinks about hurting themselves. Not every suicidal people will show these signs, and not every signs means that the person is suicidal. If you are feeling depressed or contemplating suicide, please remember that you are not alone. Alright, that's all from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me, and thank you for lending me your ears today. It is great for me to speak in front of all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day, everyone.